All right. Hey everyone, Dr. Joe again. New screen recorder, so let's break it today. So, today we went over body paragraphs on our academic creating of essays literary analysis, right? And remember, the body paragraph for a 5-paragraph paper, you have 3 body paragraphs. And every body paragraph starts out with a topic sentence. For your papers, each body paragraph's topic sentence will be one of your 3 points of the essay. Not all 3, not 2, just one of the points. And then you're going to explain the topic sentence. And then we're going to find a quote from the short story. You introduce the direct quote. You put the quote in, and then you give credit for the quote. For example, the author's last name and the page number. Okay? And then you explain why you're using this quote. It's kind of like the who cares part of it all, right? Explain the quote by connecting it to the topic sentence. And after that, we do it again. For our second quote, introduce it, give credit, then explain it. Okay? And then finally, we have a concluding sentence, which is either a small recap of the entire paragraph we did that connects to your topic sentence, or a transition to the next body paragraph. And you really just want to tie the body paragraph up in a bow nicely. Now, for your first exam, you're just doing a single introduction. Always a single introduction. And then you're going to go to one body paragraph and only one body paragraph, and then a conclusion. So, number 7, concluding sentence, probably best to wrap up the entire paragraph. And remember, you always want to connect it back to the topic sentence. A brief explanation why. When you're giving an introduction to your work, you're giving your thesis and 3 points. You're saying, hi, I'm going to talk about the thesis with these 3 examples from the story. Three main points from the story. And then your body paragraph will talk about one of the main points. You're saying, hi, I'm talking about this, right? And then your conclusion is like, hi, I just talked about this. So you want to step by step, okay? For example, or body paragraph for beach balls. Firstly, right, you want to enumerate. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. Dunham, who is the author, Dunham explores shame by use of figurative language and societal norms. That's her topic sentence. Because this right here, that was our first thing in our introduction to talk about. So the very first thing in introduction is the very first thing we're talking about in our body paragraph. Okay? And then now we explain the topic sentence. Dunham uses some phrases to describe, in other words, how people hide their shame using different objects and how the narrator's husband took off his shame while he was undressing. We did this example in class, so this is all of us working together. So this is pretty good. You know, there's things that we can clean up in a rough draft, in a final draft. This is our rough draft, so keep that in mind. This is really good. Like, I wouldn't use the word Dunham. I would, the author, maybe. So use this phrase to let us know the narrator's husband took off his clothes and at the same time took off his shame and he handed it over the backrest. The ghost of my husband. Right, Dunham. So the author's name, the last name, and the page number, right? Because remember, author's last name and page number. We want to give credit to who said this, who wrote it. And then we explain it. The beach is our world, and we use different objects to hide our shame. And this is going to be either a period or a semicolon. We do semicolon. The narrator's husband took off all his clothes. You're going to see me edit as we go. close, period. He wasn't using any object as the people who were at the beach, and the cops arrested him. That means he was unashamed. So you use the thing, you use the first quote, and now you're explaining it. That's nice, right? Furthermore, transition to our second quote. The characters in the story are naked, but not only as something literal, they are showing the nakedness of their soul and past. Boom. You can do things like this. This will also make it a bit stronger. Boom. For example, comma. Everyone is naked. There's no question about it. Out of place objects sprinkle the beach and hide their shame. Dunham, 144. Boom. Ultimately, they are showing their soul and past through physical and emotional nakedness. Hiding their shame with physical creations and ones of figurative meanings allows them to obscure the most shameful aspects of their lives. So now you're explaining that quote, right? And then we end with the last sentence. Thus, the beach doesn't necessarily have to be a real beach, but rather the imaginative beach of the soul. And we kind of add on to it. That just talks about the beach, right? So now we're adding on to it to talk about what? Shame. In this, the figurative use of shame is examined in the story. Simple. And when you're handing something in, when you're writing the essay for real, you would remove the, these are all just one, these are all just one paragraph. Because it's one single body paragraph. And that's what you'd kind of hand in, right? Now, that's just a brief going over what we did today in class. So if you have questions or comments, please let me know in class. If you're watching this video just because, hey, welcome. Leave comments below, right? This is part of a lecture, so it's like the middle part of the lecture, so it might not make 100% sense to people. But there we have it. I hope you're having a great day. Again, my name is Dr. Joe Shefchuk. On behalf of myself, wishing you bye.